Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and I'm going to use my wisdom of the Oracle. And I'm going to start with the empowering questions. So we're going to get an empowering question to start the reading. All right, we had that one popped out for us. So we have, what was I intended to do in this life? Oh, that's a strong question. That's a very powerful question. All right, so we're going to use our wisdom of the Oracle to see, what are you struggling with? What is Capricorn struggling with? I feel like this one. We have community. All right, having to do with your community, struggling with that. What do you need to look at? New life, okay? Sounds like big changes. And then future energies, truth be told, the truth of the situation. So that's pretty cool. I feel like it has to do with you, again, changing up that community, right? We have those people in that community that we start with, but as we move and as we grow throughout our life, we change our communities. We change our circle of friends because we're changing, or we're changing places where we live. And I feel like it's you going through this shift, and to not deny yourself what you're intended to do in this life. I feel like this shift is helping you to see what it is that you want to do in this life and those things that you want to achieve. And it's maybe time to change up that community to have a new community that helps you to grow and pushes you even further. It doesn't mean that you have to leave everybody that you know behind. It could be, just one person. It could be a few people. It could be just those activities that you're doing, that maybe there's something new that you want to explore. Maybe there's a new community that you want to add to this community. There's so many different ways to look at things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a particular way, that in order to move to a new community, you have to let this one go. You have to look at what is important to you. You have to look at, what do you want to surround yourself with? What is that community? It could be parts of old community, parts of new community that can help you to grow and to have your life be more fulfilling. All right, so I'm going to use my Gilded Tarot. All right, we have happiness, friends, people. It could also represent, I feel like Three of Cups can also represent community. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have change. I feel like there's something around you that's becoming negative, that's becoming heavy, that's holding you back. I feel like there's some sort of energy. Could be a person, it could be a job, it could be where you're living. Sometimes we need to change up where we live. Like we're wanting that change. Sometimes that is what needs to be changed. It also could be something, as like I said, within your living space, changing that up, moving furniture around. Like I said before, that I've moved every piece of furniture in my bedroom, and it made a massive difference with the energy. It could just be putting things away. It could be maybe purchasing a few new things. It could be driving different routes. I feel like there's something that's triggering you within this community. There's something around you that's triggering you, that's holding you back. And I feel that that's what you need to look at. I feel that it's preventing you from change. I feel that it's preventing you from happiness. I feel that there's a heaviness around you, like you feel sad, like I'm seeing a frown. That I feel that it's this heaviness, this weight, like I'm almost feeling like this weight on my back. And I feel like it has to do something with this community. What do you need to look at? This new life. Page of Cups. The Lovers. I love it. And Page of Wands, communication. Could it be that you're just not speaking up for things that are important to you? Are you holding yourself back from expressing yourself? Are you holding yourself back from voicing your opinion? Are you holding yourself back from how you truly feel? What you need to focus on is this energy here, this new life. What does a new life represent for you? If I tell you, if we're sitting, like, you know, and we're having coffee together, and I say, and the card comes up, right? And I say, okay, new life. What does new life represent to you? What does that look like to you? What would you tell me? It doesn't mean that you totally have to get rid of the life that you have, but a new life could represent new things that you would like to come into your life. It could represent older things that you would like to leave from your life. So what does that represent to you? I feel like that's something, you know, to think about. We have relationships. There could be a new relationship, a new love, a new life coming in for you. It could just be a current relationship where there's more communication, where there's stronger communication and there's stronger emotions and feelings. It's kind of cool how both of these pages, right, are looking in towards the lovers. And Page of Wands represents communication, and Page of Cups represents emotions and feelings. Wands also represents actions, right? What are those actions that you can change? What are those emotions and feelings that can be changed? How are you feeling towards a relationship? I feel that could be a new life within a current relationship, where it's that renewal or that revival of a relationship, a reconciliation. It's working things through. It could be that there is a new relationship that's headed right towards you. Could be lots of things, a new life. What does that represent to you? Future energies, we have truth be told. What is the truth? I feel like the truth is revealed about a situation. The truth comes out. Two of Wands, King of Pentacles. And I love that because it looks like the King of Pentacles is looking right at the Seven of Swords. And he's like, wow, look at all those possibilities heading my way, right? Look at all those new things, those new opportunities. Was kind of drawn to the flames coming out of this cup. That fire, that passion, that excitement. It could be that the Lover's card represents, what do you love to do? Is there something that you love to do? Is there something that you're passionate about that you haven't done, that you haven't focused on, that maybe you used to do it, but you put it on the back burner? And now it's time to bring that to the surface. For me, I love horses. I've always loved horses since I was a little girl. I think as far back as I can remember, I think I was like 4. My mom used to told me that every time I saw a carousel, I would like scream and I'd like go crazy. I'd want to ride that carousel because that was those horses, and I had those horses. I would collect horses and those Breyer horses, and I started riding when I was 7. So because my parents and my grandparents knew how important that was to me, and so my grandparents were able to. My parents couldn't afford it, but my grandparents did. So I had lessons. I think I was going twice a week. Once or twice a week I would go. And I loved it because I knew that was my passion. And then obviously life happens. You get married, you have kids, you get away from that. And so there was definitely years, where I was away from that. But then I would get back into it. And it just made me feel alive. It made me feel so excited. And that's why I have my horse now. Because that is my passion. That is something that I love. That is something that gives me that joy that I love to do. That helps me, with different areas. Yes, it's, very expensive. But I find a way to make it work because it's important for me. And I feel like, is there something that you love to do that you've kind of gotten away from that maybe is there some way that you can explore to get back into that? And when you have those things that you love and you enjoy and they make you happy, it gives you a different perspective about life. It helps you to see things differently. it is that sort of escape or that little vacation for you to reset your mind, and it helps to give you that clarity. And it also, having that happiness, it motivates you to move towards other areas of your life that are exciting. Having that to look forward to. I feel like a truth is revealed to you in this this future energy, like the truth of a situation. We have the Two of Wands is about making a decision, is where do you go from here. I kind of feel like that goes back to what was I intended to do in this life. And I feel like you may be at a crossroads where you're like, you know what, I think, these are the questions that come up that we have to ask ourselves. Is your community holding you back from this path that you want to take of these opportunities? And to not hold yourself back and say, well, I'm too old, or I'm too this, or, that's not going to happen. And it's about not limiting yourself. There's always ways to make things happen if it's something that you truly want to do. Just like for me, like I own my horse, but you could always lease a horse, or you could, just take lessons, or, and it's like finding a way to you could volunteer at a barn. So there's so many different ways that you can reconnect with something that you want to do. It doesn't mean that, you have to purchase it or buy it. Like there's other ways where you can find ways to make it happen. Do those things that make you feel good. And that's what helps to motivate you to change other areas in your life. All right, so a whole bunch came out, but that's the only one that I saw. So we have the Knight of Cups. I feel like it's having those emotions and that fulfillment and having your cup overflowing. Again, we have the Page of Cups. And then we have the Emperor, feeling powerful, right? Feeling more in control of your life. Feeling like, okay, I have this focus, I have this direction, I have these things that I enjoy doing, I have these things that I want to do. I'm feeling that emotional fulfillment, and that's an amazing feeling. When you start doing those things that you enjoy, when you start having that community around you that is supportive. And sometimes if you, say you like to go paddleboarding or something, or you like to do something at the ocean, then that's a new community. Just like me at the barn, there's my barn community. So there's that new community that you start to build, because those people are those like-minded, and they like the same things that you like, even if it's just like an online community, right? I have fish, so there's the Facebook communities where people are talking about their fish and they're showing their fish. And so there's that community that you can be involved on. If it's not something that you can get out and do, you can find that online community that's like, oh wow, like these people like the same things that I do, and we can have that thing to talk about, and that makes you happy, and it gives you different ideas and different thoughts. So it's like, it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you have to go out and do. There's so many ways to make things happen, especially with the internet, and to connect with people in a positive way, and to build those different communities. So you could have those communities that you do in person. There's those communities that you have online, and making you feel good, making you feel like life is more fulfilling, right? That you're feeling like your life is full, and you're feeling like you're in control, and that you can make these decisions. And that's what helps to build you up, to make you feel confident and make you feel stronger. Let's grab a Star Dragons. A Star Dragons card for this reading. We have resilience, finding your limits. Love that. Resilience, your strength, finding your limits. Knowing what it is that you don't want to accept, right? That you're only going to accept so much, and then you're saying, okay, I love myself, and I want to have this new life, and that I want these changes. And that knowing that you're in control of what you surround yourself with. You're in control of the community that you surround yourself with. You're in charge of those things that you do and that you don't do. All right, let's grab a spirit animal oracle. And we have flamingo spirit. Embrace the in-between. I definitely feel like you're in between this shift. You're between this and this, right? This new life, you know, because what do you need to focus on? This new life. What does that represent to you? And I feel like you're sort of in this in-between. And again, like I always say, it's asking yourself those questions. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want it to feel like? What do you want those things to accomplish, right? What are those things that make you feel good? What are those things that make you feel bad? And how can you remove yourself from those things? What are those changes that you can control, that you can change, that you can make different? Ask yourself those questions. What does emotional fulfillment represent to you? What are strong relationships? What does that represent to you? Do you have those with your friends and your family member and your partner? Is that the relationship that you have? And if you don't have that, how can you change that? This is not something that happens overnight. This is a process. But if you're aware of that you're in control and that you can change these things and things that need to be changed, then you can start that process. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.